George, obviously, and my topic is should we pay college athletes, and just about how the system takes advantage of it. In 1939, the first college football game was aired on TV. It was against Fordham University and Waynesburg University. The game brought in hundreds of dollars, and the number of applicants for both schools skyrocketed. And this just showed that how a strong athletic program is valuable to have a successful college. College athletics is an entertainment industry that makes $15 billion a year by using student athletes and often prioritizing the money over the health and education of the athletes. In 40 out of 50 states, the highest paid public employee is actually a college football coach or college basketball coach. Meanwhile, the college athletes whose talent generate the massive amount of revenue aren't able to share the wealth that they helped earn, and too many of them are not receiving the education that they deserve. Now, you may say that all extracurricular activities are treated the same, but you're just wrong. The music student, they can become part of a band and sell their music to make a profit while also being on scholarship at the school. Or the English major who's also on scholarship can write a book and make that and sell it for profit. But college athletes cannot profit from their talent. They cannot profit or even accept a free meal without being disqualified and getting their scholarship taken away. A 400-page rule book is enforced by the agents of the NCAA to keep students from earning money. There's actually a story about some Ohio State football players who were given free tattoos and some money in exchange for memorabilia, sort of like a hat with like their signature on it or something. But the NCAA got really mad, and the players were suspended and had to pay for the full price of the tattoo and had to give them the money back. So basically, these unpaid athletes got fined by a billion-dollar company because they got a little too popular. Now, also, a common misconception is that a lot of people get free rides and full scholarships, but in reality, that's only 2% of all college athletes, and over 1/3 of them go to football alone. So that leaves around 23 other teams on the college campus to fight for the rest of the scholarship money. And with the growing population of over 500,000 of student athletes, the amount of scholarship money is just getting smaller and smaller. Another thing is that you can lose your scholarship in the blink of an eye doing stuff like those Ohio State football players did, or getting hurt. In football alone, there are over 20,000 injuries a year, and that includes over 1,000 spinal injuries. And since the year 2000, 40 players have died on the field. Furthermore, 60% of Division I athletes experience a major injury, and over half of those injuries follow them into adulthood. Say I tore my ACL. When I'm 45, I'm still going to the doctor trying to get that fixed. So there's nothing really free about putting your body on the line. And even if they do get a scholarship and get to go to school for free, there's nothing free about working 40 to 50 hours a week, putting your overall health on the line. Also, the athletes have to put their education on the line for their team. These aren't my grades, by the way. But when the athletes are constantly studying film, working out, and traveling for away games, it puts a huge strain on their academic life. For example, football and basketball players in the top 5 conferences graduate on average 25% below the rest of the student population, and the ones that do graduate on time are often put into classes with watered down classes that they're not really anything to be proud about. For example, underwater basket weaving. Or if you go to Duke and you're a basketball player, you can take classes at the community college down the street and not actually take classes at Duke. And the reason for this is so that the athletes keep a certain GPA so they can stay eligible to play. And if they're eligible to play, then they can play, and the college makes money off of them. Some positives we would get if we pay the athletes, they would be able to invest in their futures, and this would help the athletes buy the equipment and the nutrition that they need to perform, because most athletes don't take care of themselves to the best of their abilities, and this could lead to injuries, and then if you get hurt, then you lose your scholarship. Even though lots of athletes succeed in life, the rules that deny pay and a system that limits educational opportunities for the athletes is truly unfair and needs to be changed. And to dumb it down, it's basically a multi-billion-dollar corporation that doesn't pay its essential workers, but it makes the coaches and sponsors millionaires at the same time. We're not there yet, but I think we're moving in the right direction because most people think that schools put money in front of their athletes' health, and this starts to bring awareness to the cause. Also, legislators have noticed the problem and have started taking legal action. Walter Byers, the former executive director of the NCAA, said, "The plantation mentality resurrected and blessed by today's campus executives." He was the one that created the NCAA, so he was the one that knew it best, and this just goes to show that even the leaders of the NCAA know that they're taking advantage of the athletes and it's just unfair. Now the question, should we pay the athletes? Well, it's extremely complicated. While most of the public think that it should be paid, there are multiple ways to reach the goal, and we just have to figure out which one is the best. I think that the athletes should be supported with a representative, a body to represent them, to help them when things go wrong, and to give them a voice to make change. Because it's very hard when you're just one small football player or one small basketball player to stand up to a huge corporation. But if paying the athletes is too complicated, I think that there should be a set of minor league teams should be established. And it's just like how they have minor league baseball. High school kids can go straight to the minor leagues, make money, and then train to go pro. But I think we should do that for basketball and football. And if the football players and the basketball players go to the minor leagues, that frees up the scholarship money that they would have gotten in college to the kids that actually want to go and get a 4-year degree and play football at the same time. So, and if the kids that go to college get a scholarship and they play for football for their college, it would like help bring the college community together instead of having, oh, he's on the basketball team, I don't really talk to him. It's more of, we're in the same class, we have the same major. It's more like a true student-athlete relationship instead of just an athlete. I think that we can all agree that the system needs to be changed, but it's our job as the next generation to figure out how to change college athletics for the better. So thank you.